You're listening to another episode of the Anna Vivo podcast. Thank you for your time. All right, folks. If you've heard it once, you've heard it again. Welcome back to the Anna Vivo podcast. Thank you so much for your time in honoring us with your presence and your plays and your clicks and your subscriptions and your questions that you send and your shares. This is a podcast intended for, a lot of it's intended for our family in a historical biography, but a lot of it is just for you to get to know me better and find out what it is we do here. So what we do here is no jokes. Okay.
You said do. Yeah.
What we do here is we have awesome and authentic conversations with folks interested in real estate all across the nation, and we help them for free by asking the right questions to your local real estate brokers. And then we use our licenses to find and vet those local real estate brokers who are actually really great in your neck of the woods. Not everybody is great. Unfortunately, the barrier to entry in real estate is very low. And so you can oftentimes just get the best advertiser, the best marketing person, as opposed to someone who actually closes, who actually has great experience, who actually knows what they're doing. So don't just find that person by Googling someone. Let us have a conversation with you. It'll take an hour or less. We'll talk about finances and getting everything set up for the purchase or the sale. We will connect you with local referrals if you don't already have them, such as tax accountants, qualified intermediaries, trusted advisors, financial experts, and we will also send you, most importantly, to a real estate broker who is well vetted and qualified, and we are paid by that broker. So it's in our best interest as well to send you to someone who is very, very good at what they do. All right, so that's what we do. If you or someone you know is looking for a property to buy or interested in selling your property at any time, give us a call, email us, tim.c.miller@outlook.com. Otherwise, welcome back to the show. And what we are doing is part of these episodes is to give you a glimpse into our thought processes, my thought process, who I am authentically, as opposed to what you just read in the random newsletters about my wife and 3 lovely kids and our new dog, which is exciting. And today we have a very special and very professional presentation brought to us by none other than Stephen Miller.
Very professional.
Very professional. If you take nothing away from this, very professional is the key phrase that I would say you should hold on to. So what are we talking about today, Stephen?
So today our topic is exploring the mysteries of the deep ocean.
Ooh, I love the deep ocean.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk a little bit about
Virtually. I love
the
that.
history of ocean exploration.
Oh.
And feel free to just jump in whenever.
Can I jump in right now?
Yeah.
Virtually, I love the deep ocean. There used to be this game that came out a long time ago, and it was called Deep Explorer or something like that. I don't actually remember. It probably wasn't called that at all, but it was something like that. And you literally just swam around, and anything you came up to had a little icon above it that you could click on and learn what that was. And you had a little tank on you and your diver, and you could go up to a fish or even a shark or a piece of algae or something on the ground or whatever and click on it, and it would tell you the scientific name and what it is. And it was so cool because it was not terrifying.
You're proud about this?
I thought it was neat because I'm someone who loves to snorkel in 40 feet or less of water.
Yeah.
So to see that from a diving experience was really neat for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I hate deep ocean too because you never know what's down there.
Yeah.
It's going to touch your feet.
It's going to just touch your feet.
Yeah.
That's That's the epitome of our fears is, God forbid it touch my feet. Okay, continue.
Okay, so people had been exploring the land and cultivating the land forever, and figuring out all about its animals and plant life, and it's just something you do naturally every day because we live on the land, and so you go outside and you see something new, and you get curious over it. But the ocean was pretty much unexplored and untamed up until around 4000 BC.
Whoa.
When boats start coming in the picture. And so people start figuring out how to float around on the water and how to fish from out on the water. And then they start exploring the under the water. And so they're fishing and they're bringing things up because they're using nets. And as technology advances, they start getting deeper and deeper with their fishing and bringing up more and more stuff from the ocean floor.
Is this where like those maps, those old nautical maps come out and they've got dragons painted on them or mermaids located over here? Or...
Yeah, because they've fished over there and they've pulled up a dragon or a mermaid.
Okay. Or whatever they think is. And sailors are superstitious people anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And so...
and probably just honestly... hallucinating because they're out on the ocean exposed to the sun
salt water.
with lack of they're just dehydrated and they're exposed and they're drinking alcohol as opposed to fresh water. And they've got scurvy because they don't have vitamin C, so now they're just seeing whatever they
so people are becoming seafaring folk and they're getting used to the water, and then Homer writes his Iliads and all of that other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Terrifying.
And stories come out. And there's one about Perseus and Medusa. And in it, he goes diving and gets his mirror shield, which he uses.
Ooh.
But that's the first, like, hey, we're going to go diving type of literature.
Yeah. Like there is treasure to be found under the water here.
Yeah. And then as more and more people start sailing, more and more shipwrecks start occurring. And so people invent diving bells. And so what they first try to do is drop a rope down to see how far it can go. And they tried mapping coastlines doing it that way. But then pirates and treasure hunters and stuff like that, they wanted to dive down on the shipwrecks and collect the booty from the shipwrecks.
Oh, yeah.
And so they invented this thing called the diving bell.
When was this?
This is 4 BC.
Wow. They invented the diving bell in 4 BC?
Yeah.
Goodness.
And so it's just basically a bell that when you dump it in the water, it's going to hold air for you so that you can go down with it and come back in and out of it and, get little gulps of air.
Yeah.
And so that's 4 BC. People would go down and dive wrecks. They would dive the ocean floor and get sponges. And they would put oil in their ears and in their mouths.
What?
To keep... the air.
Wait, like a ocean sponge, like the creature, or like a sponge?
Ocean sponge.
The creature.
Creature, yeah.
And they would put what? They'd put oil
in their mouth and their ears to like seal it.
To seal the...
So that their ears wouldn't pop or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. So that was
how
like...
many people died inventing that
mechanism. Oh, he exploded. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Oh, the bends. What are those?
So it was like early diving.
Yeah.
And no one really tried to do scientific research of the ocean under the water really until where do I have it here? I'm sorry.
Interesting.
Oh, until like the 1700s. So in 1715
So
is
they
when
did
the
the
first.
bell in 4 BC,
Yeah.
and then they really got a hold of it in the 1700s.
Yeah. And so since then, stories have come out of like this notorious ship crew went out with all this gold and they sunk somewhere. And so people are like figuring out how to go diving and stuff based on that. And then
okay.
stories like Atlantis come out where this super advanced city is lost
Yeah.
somewhere in the ocean. So people are like figuring out how to dive and stuff, but no one's really looking at it from a scientific aspect
Right.
until 1715
Okay.
when this French mathematician
Jean.
Denis
Oh, okay, never mind.
Pepin
Okay.
built a diving bell that allowed him and his team to go 15 meters down and explore the surface of the ocean or the floor of the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah.
15 meters.
So I had
Imagine
this.
what that does to your ears.
Well, that's what 45 feet, and that's not too bad.
The bottom of a normal pool hurts my ears.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had this whole topic written out. I had the AI Chat GPT.
Oh, speaking of Chat GPT, here we go.
Yeah,
Got to include it in our episode.
I had it write me a script pretending to be two fish and write it for two people about this topic.
Like the fish are witnessing this?
Yeah. Exploring the ocean with you. And I was going to have us read it. But
Can we put in a plug before you read that?
yeah.
If you've never heard, listeners, of Chat GPT, we are not sponsored by Chat GPT, but for some reason in the last couple episodes we've mentioned it now. But go to openai.com, openai.com, and just try it out. It's a AI program that you can ask it any questions, and it will give you answers to whatever your question is. It's obviously for entertainment purposes, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of pretty good entertainment purposes,
I feel like they're our sponsor lately.
go ahead with your fish story.
So I was going to have it do that for us.
Oh,
but,
you?
yeah.
Wow! You built that up. I was waiting for a fish story.
No.
Come on! You're not gonna have. It was a story.
It was fun. It wasn't informational.
Yeah, but the two fish perspective of these folks exploring the bottom of the ocean.
Clarence the clownfish and
Okay.
I think it was Philip the flatfish or something.
All right. So where does Steve Zissou fit into all of this timeline? And Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau, Steve Zissou, are fake. So they don't fit in.
No.
Yeah.
Jacques Cousteau was a real diver who always wore the red hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they came in later.
And Owen Wilson's a real guy who played Steve Zissou.
The first explorational dive was in the late 1700s. Then they come up with scuba suits.
Okay.
So the first scuba suit, which is just a giant metal, tank and an air hose.
Just a big weight that sinks to the bottom and you can't get out of.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge armor suit, essentially. That's in the late 1800s. And then, so they're starting to get deeper and deeper, essentially, is where they're going with this.
Okay.
And they're starting to get more and more advanced technology. And then in the...
As one does, as we progress through time.
Yeah, in the 1900s, they create the first submersible.
Mm.
And so it's still on a line with the air hose and everything like that. But now what they're doing is they're using this to chart ocean floor maps and discover creatures that have never been discovered before. And so this is all within like the last 200 years that we've really progressed anywhere aside from shallow shore diving.
Right.
So now we're making some big discoveries. They are coming up with GPS and stuff. We're getting in the late 1900s, and so they're using satellite technology now to map the depths of the ocean floors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so they're making discoveries that can be used in medicine and marine life and geology and energy resources and stuff like that. We can study climate change by studying the ocean. So it's really only been the last 200 years that we've actually started studying the ocean, and we've only scratched like a small fraction of it. And I think there's some quote that goes around there that says like we know more about space than we do about the ocean.
Yeah, that's because the ocean is scary and something could be tickling your feet.
Yeah. Well, you can go anywhere in space. It's just a matter of like having the food and stuff. But we can't go anywhere in the ocean yet. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. And we can't see in the ocean. It wasn't until like recently we got satellite technology that lets you see through the water.
Oh.
Whereas like you could just take a telescope and look out into space, you know.
Sure. And we didn't have vehicles or whatever to explore the ocean depths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that leads me into the segue. A couple of questions I had for you on this topic was, one, then, is it possible and not possible but probable that the Loch Ness Monster exists or something like that?
I think that there were like leviathans and stuff like that, like big dinosaur water creatures.
You mean a Leoplorodon?
Sure.
Or a Plesiosaurus?
I think that, dinosaurs existed and that there were giant water creatures that probably looked a lot like.
You say it as if it's past tense, like you think they did exist. But,
yeah.
But you're saying, but to answer my question, probably not.
No.
Really?
Probably not. No.
In as much as we haven't explored the ocean, there's no way that. Have you seen Meg?
Yeah.
With Channing Tatum?
Yep. The creatures that live that deep in the ocean aren't like other creatures. They're like
what does that mean?
Teeny tiny exoskeleton creatures.
Oh, you're saying they're not like big, huge megalodon.
They're like lightweight.
Yeah.
Because there's so much pressure down there.
No,
You're
but
not gonna have
Meg, the new movie.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense that fish is.
No, because he lives under a layer of non-pressurized ocean. That's why he lives down there.
Oh.
There's that firmament that they broke. They always thought that was the bottom of the ocean because of the pressure, what you're talking about. But then once they broke through it, they realized there was this whole other world down there with its own equilibrium, own pressure system.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, you've never seen the movie. With Jason Statham.
Yeah, I've seen the movie, yeah.
Jason Statham?
I'm just not good
Not
with
Channing Tatum.
memory on movies. But it sounds like something doesn't make sense there.
Yeah, what doesn't make sense is it's not Channing Tatum. And they don't even look alike. Okay. Second question then, since you're a non-believer of dinosaurs.
Oh.
of plesiosaurus, potential plesiosaurus. Do you know off the top of your head some of the coolest medical technology or medicinal uses or things like that we have discovered from creatures or plant life or ocean?
Since you have it pulled up, I was going to ask you.
I don't, actually.
Oh, you did somewhere.
I did not. No, there is a memory one that they've helped with some anti-aging, anti-memory stuff that they've discovered.
Yeah, they have treatments for breast and ovarian cancer.
Yeah, Alzheimer's,
leukemia,
and heart stuff, and but nothing off the top of your head that's like pretty awesome.
Painkillers. I mean, they get a lot of stuff from ocean life, like not necessarily deep sea exploration.
Sure, like bromine.
Whatever that is, sure.
Yeah, it comes from the extraction of
Bros.
the salt water.
Oh. Yeah, and like horseshoe crab blood
Oh,
is
yeah.
used for plasma replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's lots of stuff they get from researching the ocean.
Interesting. Yeah, I know chlorine and iodine and a couple things like that, but well, that has been an engaging topic. So was there a moral or point you wanted to make about your topic presenting to us today?
I think that they should make a fleet of underwater machines,
Ooh, autonomous,
that are equipped to go super deep
right?
and just go map out everything and make a Google Earth of the ocean floor.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And explore.
So in my previous sub hunting days as an acoustic warfare operator on the mighty Orion, the P3, before they so unceremoniously replaced them with the P8, which is much nicer and has a carpet and a working bathroom. I'm not bitter. Anyway, the P3 on the P3s, when we would do some sub hunting, as do all countries, they would give you software that told you where shipwrecks were.
Yeah.
All across the particular section of the ocean that you're looking for. And a lot of that was to help be able to distinguish between larger clumps of shipwreck metal and the potential metal of a submarine. And so that was really cool for me to study those. And it also would show you the geography and geology, topography of the ocean floor as well, which was pretty neat. And like, hey, these are known routes. These are crevices or valleys or canyons that subs would run from point to point or do whatever. And of course, all the subs have those as well, right? You don't want to be driving your submarine down there without knowing. Contrary to Hollywood and popular belief, you don't just drive around in your submarine pinging everything and hoping you don't run into a spire. You have a good idea of what your ground is already. So
Yeah.
it was cool. Yeah, that was a neat experience in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, anything else to close us out?
If they ever make that one satellite public, that would be really cool.
The one that maps the ocean floor you're talking about?
I don't think they're mapping the ocean floor with it, but they, within the last decade, invented technology that lets you see through the water, and so they can
like
see
the LiDAR satellites that do that for the forest floor for
probably
ruins. Yeah.
They you can see pretty much crystal clear images of the ocean, which is I think they should release that.
Yeah, they should. Just let everybody have it.
Yeah.
No reason to hide anything.
Yeah. The ocean is a mystery. We need to explore it.
All right. Well, as my kids would say,
thanks for listening.
thank you for listening to another episode of the Ana Vivo podcast. We welcome your feedback and ideas. You can learn more about us by simply Googling the word Ana Vivo. This podcast is supported by listeners like you. I am a licensed real estate broker with Compass Real Estate and a nationwide real estate matchmaker. We consult with you for free, find and vet the right real estate professional that specializes in the area and niche you need, are paid by that professional, and they get clients like yourself who want and need their unique specialty or winning track record. If you or someone you know is in the market to buy or sell real estate anywhere in the U.S., don't simply web search the highest paying advertiser. Let us use our licensed experience to find and vet the real and best professional for you. It costs you nothing but a phone call or email with me, and has saved my clients financially and emotionally. I'd be honored to serve, and you can reach me direct by email at tim.c.miller@outlook.com. And as always, To God be the glory.